Hey, it's senior video visit time once again here at Glenbard West. We're with Bailey Ytterdahl. Bailey is a 3-year member of the track and field program, 4-year member of the cross country team. Bailey, what is your greatest track and field accomplishment?
So the other day I broke 250 in the 800 for the first time in my career, and I got 248, so I was really excited about that, and it's probably my biggest accomplishment so far.
What was your fastest 800 time prior to that?
I think 252, so it was 4 seconds, which is awesome. I was very proud of it.
And that was at Lyons Township?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Did you kind of know, even at the halfway point, that you were threatening 250?
I actually had no idea that I was going to break 250. I was thinking of maybe around my PR, like 255 or something, but Mr. Haas kept on yelling at my splits, and I kept on going the pace I was going, and I broke 250, and I was so happy with it.
How long did it take you to find out that you had broken 250?
Until they went down the line with our times.
Oh, so pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely a huge accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
You have a favorite track and field quote from one of the coaches, right, Bailey?
Yeah, Mrs. Haas always likes to say track is your boyfriend, and I don't really have a specific reason why I like it so much. I just always laugh when I hear it. But it's a good quote. All your time and dedication goes to track, obviously.
How often does she say that?
I don't know. I've heard it a couple times this year, I feel like. It was mostly a thing though when I was like a freshman and junior, I guess.
Now I guess with prom being this past weekend, did the track boyfriend come up often recently?
Not really, but just more like to stay safe and I guess just don't make any bad decisions during prom.
We're trying not to blind Bailey here. We'll keep moving. Are you doing okay, Bailey?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Getting better? Okay. Yeah. Now, I think you had mentioned you've done track for 3 years. Now, you actually did it as a freshman and then came back as a junior. So what got you to come back for these last 2 seasons?
Well, my sophomore year I didn't do track because I was dedicated to basketball. So I was doing a travel team called Lady Speed out in Lyle, and so I wanted to continue my basketball career. But last year when I was playing basketball, I just didn't really like the atmosphere like I did in track. So I was like, it was my time to go for basketball, and I fully dedicated my time to track during the winter and spring season.
And doing both sports, cross country and track, is it pretty parallel feeling between the teams?
Yeah, I just like, everybody's very supportive and they're just very outgoing. Cross country is very close because there's less people, but track, I feel like, is exactly the same atmosphere. Everybody's just very, like, even though everybody does different events, everybody just comes together as one team, which I feel like other teams just don't have, and I'm really going to miss this atmosphere when I go off to college.
Do you have a greatest cross country moment? Is there a race that you remember most?
I always remember the St. James Farm meet just because it's one of my favorite courses. It's just beautiful to run through the course. I love just the different course changes in cross country, especially trail running. I really enjoy trail running.
Now I think a couple times at St. James, or at least one of the seasons, it was pretty muddy over there, really rainy, wasn't it?
It was last year, I think. Last year, it was just pouring rain and it was really cold. And I know Emma Stevenson and I, we were standing under like this little sign, and it had like a little tiny roof, and we were just like up against the wall. I remember it was very cold, but everybody still made it a good time.
They still enjoyed St. James Farm that day.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because during our race it was actually really nice weather, but then during like the frost off race and like the flights, it was starting to get a little bit muddy and disgusting.
Bailey, do you have a favorite food?
My favorite food is pasta. I like to carb load, obviously, but specific types, I really enjoy just the classic spaghetti and meatballs.
Now, you're pretty brand sensitive, or do you like to go out certain places for your pasta?
Not really, actually. I had a really good spaghetti meatball last night at Fire and Wine.
I'm sorry, where?
Fire and Wine in Glen Ellen.
Okay.
And then I usually just go to Noodles.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you usually order at Noodles and Company?
Either, the spaghetti or meatballs, and
Yeah, okay.
or the steak stroganoff.
Okay. Do you cook a lot of pasta on your own or encourage your family?
Not really. I sort of make it more on my own. Yeah.
Okay. Do you bring it with you to meets?
No, I wish
No.
so.
Oh, okay. Do you eat it plain a lot?
No, I like it with some sauce.
Okay. But never like just cheese? I mean, you always want the sauce there on
Yeah.
the side? Okay. I guess what's your feeling on sauce? Just tomato-y or you like the meatball, it sounds like.
Yeah, I sort of like the mint sauce or just classic vodka sauce.
Okay. Bailey, what are your college plans?
So next year I'm going to be attending Gettysburg College, which is in Pennsylvania. It's a small liberal arts school, probably around 3,000 people. I'm thinking right now I'm going to major in international relations or environmental studies, but that could change. I'm not exactly sure, but right now it's international relations and environmental sciences.
Well, at least to this point, what's been your interest in pursuing international relations?
Well, my family is European. My dad's Swedish, so I sort of have like a global perspective, I guess you could say. And I just travel a lot, so I really enjoy just more of the international community and the international news.
How often have you visited Sweden or Europe or?
Usually I've been going every summer, but since I'm a camp counselor now up in Maine, so my family's been going without me. Yeah.
Well, you're in Maine.
Yeah.
Although Maine's very beautiful in the summer
It is
too.
very beautiful, yeah.
What are maybe some things you'd like people to know about Sweden? Or like, hey, if you go to Sweden, you can go anywhere in the country. You know, this is maybe a place that you don't, maybe hear about or a good place to visit.
I feel like just go outside of the cities. I feel almost like all the European cities sort of look very similar, but I would just definitely say go visit there's a lot of palaces. There's beautiful palaces in Sweden, and then there's also very mountainous areas which are absolutely stunning.
How'd you get interested in Gettysburg College?
So I narrowed down my schools to small liberal arts schools on the East Coast because I grew up on the East Coast my entire life. So my mom's boss's son actually went to Gettysburg College, so we sort of heard of it through him. And also my camp counselor, her name was Annie, she went to Gettysburg College and she just raved about it. So I was like, all right, I've got to take a look at this college. And when I stepped foot on it, I was like, this is absolutely amazing because it's the point where it was the turning point of the Civil War, so there's just absolutely so much history, and it's absolutely amazing. There's beautiful mountains. The cross-country team practices on the battlefields, which is absolutely awesome.
Are you much of a historian or Civil War interest? Or?
Yeah, I actually really enjoy history, even though I'm not going to go into history in college. I just enjoy learning all different perspectives.
So when did you come to the Glen Ellen area, Bailey?
I moved to Glen Ellen in 7th grade.
Oh wow, from the East Coast you said?
Yeah, I moved from Virginia.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So been enjoying it?
Yeah, I really like it.
Do you think you'd have any interest in living in Sweden or living in Maine or anything like that?
Maine's a little out there, so probably not Maine. I definitely would love to study abroad and live somewhere in Europe.
Do you know through Gettysburg if you can study in Sweden?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I want to study in Sweden, but
maybe somewhere else
yeah,
that you haven't
definitely,
been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there somewhere, I mean, if you got a chance somewhere else in Europe, where would you like to go?
I'm thinking the Netherlands maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I've actually never been there. My mom just went there recently for a triathlon, and she loved it a lot.
Okay, she once again went without you.
Yeah.
So are you going to Maine this summer then for the counseling?
Yeah.
Okay, so no trip to Sweden.
No, my parents are bringing my cousin instead.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this will be your last summer doing the counseling?
No, I mean, this is actually my first summer as like a full-time counselor. Last year I was a counselor in training, and then before that I was a camper for 8 years. So yeah, this is my first time as like a full-time counselor.
Wow, so you probably have a lot of great memories and a lot of great bonds there.
Yeah.
Just like cross country and track.
Yeah. I've met some of my best friends at camp and cross country.
Oh, Bailey, thank you so much. Congratulations on a great 4 years of cross country, 3 years of track. Good luck in Maine. Good luck at Gettysburg College.